Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar. The Read Live suite of programs contains 4 programs that students with a Read Live license can be assigned access to. Read Naturally Live is our flagship program. The primary focus is fluency and phonics with additional support for vocabulary, spelling, and comprehension. Word Warm-Ups Live focuses on phonics with support for fluency, spelling, and phonemic awareness. Read Naturally Live Espanol is a Spanish language version of Read Naturally Live and is designed to help multilingual readers develop Spanish literacy skills. 1 Minute Reader Live's primary focus is fluency with support for vocabulary and comprehension. 1 Minute Reader Live doesn't require teacher involvement. It's a structured, independent reading practice for developing readers of all ages. Today, I will explain how to log into Read Live for the first time, the Read Live navigation menu and homepage, adding or updating a school, adding staff, adding students individually, assigning Read Live licenses, and assigning access to the programs in Read Live, assigning the student's lead teacher, and how to create a student password report. I'm going to leave my PowerPoint to do a quick navigation demonstration. The main account administrator will receive an activation email from noreply@readnaturally.com with their login credentials. It will look similar to this email here. So when they receive that email, they'll go to readlive.readnaturally.com, enter their 8-digit account number, enter their user ID, that's typically their first initial last name, and then enter the password that was provided in the activation email. And then they'll click login. And then when they log in for the first time, they'll be asked to set a new password. And then select a security question. And then they'll go to the orientation, and they can go to the orientation and resources page, which will give you information about your role in Read Live and then steps to get started. So then we can go to the main navigation menu, and that's the 3 horizontal lines in the upper left corner. It's a drop-down format of all the different places that you can go to, and it's the same information here is on the home. If you click on the home icon, the home icon has tiles, and each tile has bullet points that tell you exactly what you can do if you click on that tile. So I'm going to go to get started. We want to update or add our school. So when your account is first set up, your school will be listed as My School. So if you click on that, you can just change it to whatever the name of your school is. There's different licensing options. So if you just have one school, you would just leave the licenses as the school can use any available licenses within the account. If at some point you add schools to your account and each school is using money out of their own budget, you can change it to reserve that specific number of licenses for those schools. And then you would just save and close after your school is updated. And then you can add staff members. So to add staff members, we're going to go back to the main navigation menu or the home icon for the tiles, and we'll go to staff member administration. We'll click on add staff member in the upper left corner, and we'll enter the staff member's first name and last name. Any field that has an asterisk will need to be filled in. And then we'll choose the role that we want this teacher to have. So across the page, the check marks give basic information about that role or basic permissions that role would have. If you want to have more detailed information, you just click on this blue link, learn more about roles, and it will open a page that gives more specific details about all the permissions that role has. So we'll choose teacher, and then we'll select the school that teacher will be at. And then we'll enter the email address for the teacher. I'm entering my email just for demo purposes, but you'd want to make sure it goes to the teacher that it's for. And then it automatically fills in the user ID as first initial last name, and then we'll save and close or save and add another. Once your staff members are added, you can add your students. So we'll go back to the main navigation and click on student administration. And here to individually add students, we'll click on student setup. And in the upper left corner, we'll click on add student. We'll enter the first name and the last name. And again, any field that has an asterisk will need to be filled in. The status is automatically active. We'll choose the student's current grade level and the school. And then we'll create the student user ID. Many schools and districts will use the student's district or school ID or their lunch number. It should be something easy for the student to remember. And you can add the email address if you want, but it's not necessary. Then we'll enter a password. It has to be at least 3 characters. It does not need to be unique. All your students can have the same password if you want. Once you've added the password, you're going to license the student. You're going to give that student a Read Live license. And you'll select the lead teacher. The lead teacher is the teacher that will be making educational decisions for the student. And when you assign a license and a lead teacher, the student automatically has access to Read Naturally Live and 1 Minute Reader Live. You can add the other programs if your student will be using them, or you can take away any of the programs that you know that your student won't be using. And then you can fill in, there's optional fields here for contact information. So if you enter the contact information, that enables the student's lead teacher to send progress letters and awards to that contact. And if both contacts are entered, messages will be sent to both of those contacts. So then you can either save and add another or save and close. So once all your students are added, if you want to view a password report from the main navigation menu, or again from the home page, we'll scroll down to the bottom and click on reports. And then we'll click on student passwords report, and here's a list of all of our students. We can click individual names, or if we want to click all of our students, we'll click the first student, the box next to their last name, hold the shift key, click the last one, and then generate report for selected. And it will show us a report of all of those students. So I just clicked one, so we have our student, their user ID, and their password. When you're on the Read Live page, at the very bottom of the page, you'll see where it says Help. And if you click on Help, it will open up a new browser tab to go to our Read Live Help page. The left side of this page has several short videos to help you with setting up your account, working with students in Read Live. On the right side of the page, there are valuable links to student and teacher training, resources, webinars and job aids on the right side of the page. Here under our training tab, we have free online courses for staff members, but then we have student training videos for each of the different programs in Read Live. They're all short videos. This is the Read Naturally Live set of videos, or this is all of them, but you can click on the individual program that you want to go to. There's a few videos that the teacher can go through with the student. There's an implementation guide to help the teacher get ready to do these videos with the students. So that is how we would set up our Read Live account. Michelle, it doesn't look like we have any questions. Is there anything that you think that I should demonstrate?
I do. So if you would go back to Read Live and go to a student setup, student administration, student setup, and click on any student. Oftentimes we're getting calls from people when they come back in to edit a student, perhaps they think they can look and see what the password is when they're looking at a student from this area. Because those are secured fields, they don't display, and that throws people off. It looks like there's nothing there. It has been saved, it just does not display, and the only place you can see it is in that password report. But know that if you did want to change it, you can just type what you want it to be in the password, and then in the verify password again, save and close, and that was what would be represented on the password report.
Great.
That's just been coming up a lot.
Okay, great. Thanks for letting me know that.
Okay.
Another thing that I just thought of that is for staff members. If you have a staff member that doesn't remember their password, or they get locked out. If they get locked out of the account, this unlock button will be, it will be darkened. So you would just click on that unlock, and then you can send them a reset password by clicking this reset password button on the right. And that password would be valid for 8 hours after you send it. So you're going to want to make sure that the teacher watches for that so they can see it.
I don't have any other questions that have come in. So I think I will close for today. I hope everyone learned something new. Just a reminder, we will be sending out follow-up emails with links to the webinar recording in about 24 hours. Feel free to share the recordings with your colleagues. Please respond to the survey questions that appear on your screen after the webinar, so we can continue to improve the educational experience for all of you and all of our future webinars. Thank you for your participation, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.